Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining us today. It's the March 29th edition of our Family Engagement Networking Night, where we put on a monthly event for families who have children with disabilities to learn more about things that can be resources for them or information that is worth sharing. So we're really excited tonight to have Brenna Dixon with us. He's going to be sharing information about the Tennessee Respite Coalition. And so if you aren't able to join us live as we're recording this, no worries. We always record these sessions and put them up on our website, and we'll include any links or other information that Brenna shares tonight in the website blog post on familyengagementtn.com. So you can join us anytime. We hold these every last Tuesday of the month from 5 to 6 p.m. Central Time. We don't always take the full hour. Sometimes it's a quick and easy, and we can allow time for questions. If you can join us live, if you have a question and you're watching this as a recording, please feel free to email me at japrea@thearctn.org. That's JAPREA@thearctn.org. Uh-oh, I have a second Brenna Dixon joining. Well, let in. Yeah, we'll always get your questions answered. If we can't answer them yourself, we can send you the information, contact info for the person that's presenting. And if you ever have a topic that you're interested in learning more about that impacts school-age children with disabilities, you can also email me and let me know about that. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to hand it over to Brenna, and you can go ahead and share your screen, and I'll turn my camera off so that I don't take up any bandwidth here, and you can take it away.
Yes, I was trying to share my screen, but I guess my computer every time I try to share my screen, it kicks me out of my Zoom.
Oh, goodness. Okay, let me see again. I'm going to make you a co-host, and then
try it one more time.
Yeah, let's see if that works. I did see you got kicked out and then popped back in.
Yeah, it's weird, but it's okay. We're going to make it work.
Yep. It was sharing screen for a second. Is it working now?
I'm finna try.
There we go.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
You may be in the game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
Let me move to here, and then we're gonna move this to on this side. And okay.
Perfect.
All right. My name is Brenna Dixon. Can you actually see my full screen, or am I still in the screen?
We see the full presentation. That's it. Just the presentation.
Okay, that's good. Okay. So my name is Brenna Dixon. I am the outreach coordinator with Tennessee Respite Coalition. Honestly, I'm very new here. I'm 7 months in, but my heart is just invested in helping and connecting the dots to caregivers, children with disabilities, and also just anybody that is taking care for anybody with disabilities. Our program, we serve people with mental and physical diagnosis. So it could be something that's small, what some people think is small, but it can be big to other people. ADHD, that's a diagnosis. If your doctor gives you the paper and signs off on it, we can make that count as a diagnosis. So I want to say that before I even get to my presentation, because a lot of people, they ask me, so does this count? Does this count? Does this count? Everything counts. So there's somebody trying to get in. Can I admit them in?
Yeah, or I can do it for you. I just missed that. I'll do that. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. Let's see. Okay, our mission: enhance the quality of life for family caregivers through respite. Today, I'm gonna tell you what respite is, if you do not know what respite is, and then how we do it at TRC. Defining respite, according to the National Institute on Aging, respite is defined as short-term relief for primary caregivers. It could be arranged for just an afternoon or several days a week. Care can be provided at home in a healthcare facility or at an adult daycare. Why respite? Being a caregiver can be very taxing and an intensive job. Respite gives caregivers a chance to take some time for themselves, resulting in enhancement in quality of life. And you must take care of yourself before others. A pilot tells passengers to put on their oxygen masks first, then assist others. So our big point that we have on all our logos and all the stuff that we put out there, you can't pour into an empty cup. A lot of us, just every day we're taking care of somebody, and sometimes we just on our lowest point. So we try to remind people that they do need that break. They do need that time to themselves to just give the best care. And something that really hit me 2 weeks ago doing outreach, a parent actually told me something that was very wise. The child or the person that you're taking care for may need a break from you. Sometimes we forget that, we're all human and we all need them breaks from our significant other, our friendships, from just different things in life, even our work job. So just thinking of it in a different perspective, it kind of gave me that. And I was like, okay, let me go. I'm gonna start bringing that to my presentations when I'm telling people about what we do, and look at it in a different perspective as well. This is just information about caregivers, and just facts. You all can look over it. I'm gonna just take 5 seconds for you guys to read and look at it, or maybe screenshot it. COVID-19, which has been crazy for everybody. 2020 and 2021 were our tough years for everyone, especially the elderly and caregivers. Caregivers and their loved ones were isolated and separated from the world, some for over a year. This has a lasting impact on everyone involved, especially the elderly and their loved ones. Just being in COVID-19 has been like super crazy for everybody. And I think it gave a lot of people a chance to understand what caregivers go through on a normal basis, is being in the house, taking care of their child maybe, or taking care of somebody. Just being stuck in the house, it can get exhausting, and stressful, mentally and physically. But on top of that, just the caregivers, they were going through that in this time too, times probably 10 times 10. So just thinking of that as somebody that may not understand the responsibility of a caregiver, just look at COVID and how that stress happened to people that lived in the same home, how that was for them, and just picture a caregiver. Isolated individuals. Okay, so we have a program in Sumner County called the Sumner Volunteer Program. And it's geared towards not only helping caregivers, but also isolated individuals. COVID-19 has led to many individuals living an isolated life. The programs are safe and great way to interact with the individuals and give them a chance to live life like it was pre-COVID. So I'm gonna just go into a little detail on this one because this is just good information. So the Sumner County Volunteer Program, we also have one that's in Davidson County. That is a volunteer program as well. We have a group of individuals that go out there and they volunteer to be a companionship to the person that the caregiver is taking care for, allowing the caregiver to get a break and go and take that time for themselves and make it. The volunteer doesn't do the medicine and the things like that, but they do things that helps the person that you're taking care for understand there's somebody for them. Maybe they want to play the video game. Maybe they want to play cards. Maybe they want to play bingo. Maybe they just want to read a book. Maybe they want to do art. We have a program set up in that way with people that just volunteer and just be a companion. And there's no hours where we can find somebody that you may need 5 hours, but that's less likely. But the volunteers there mostly going after 1 to 2 hours, maximum time 10 hours a week. And I really love this program. And it was one of the reasons why I decided to work for TRC, because it just showed that they're passionate about being there for the caregiver. Okay, mouse. Okay. What we do at TRC: vouchers, education, outreach, senior companion program, summer volunteer program. The voucher program is my expertise. Is what I'm really presenting this PowerPoint about, and also just I'm out in the community spreading the word about to different parents, different communities, definitely the underserved communities that don't understand what respite is or how that they can qualify for these type of programs. So this program is called the Voucher Program. We serve everybody in Tennessee. I'm not even looking at the points, but you can read the points. We serve everybody in Tennessee. And the only two things that we have to make sure is that the person you take care for lives in the same household as you. And we have to prove a diagnosis. And like I told you at the beginning of the PowerPoint, the diagnosis could be anything as long as a doctor has said this is the diagnosis. We provide voucher reimbursement to caregivers in the state of Tennessee, up to $600 per year. So people ask me, okay, so how does $600 thing work? So basically, you'll do an intake with me or whoever you contact at TRC. You'll email me and I'll set up a 7-minute intake for you, and they'll just ask you questions. And it's very simple. Ask you questions about you and ask you questions about the person you take care for. And then we'll send out vouchers. And the vouchers can be things for, like, let's say a daycare. Some people have summer camps. Some people have adult daycares. And a lot of people, they have a family babysitter that they budgeted $600 for towards respite and be like, okay, we're going to pay you $20 an hour, $5 an hour. And you don't have to use the whole $600. We keep track of what you spend. You just tell us and send the receipts back and forth, back and forth. And when you max out, we're like, okay, we don't have it, the 600 anymore. And every year you can reapply for this. This is going to be an ongoing thing. And we do prioritize the new people that come into this program. The money is used to pay for respite services for caregivers. While it isn't a solve-all solution, it still allows caregivers to get some help. The Senior Companion Program, I talked a little bit about it with the Summoner program that we just started. The Senior Companion Program is the one in Davidson County. And we do a Skype in for the volunteers. And if anybody's interested to being a volunteer that sees this, please reach out. I'll give you Sid's email. He's looking for volunteers in Sumner County right now that is just passionate about helping caregivers and dedicating their time, but there is an age limit. But I talked to him recently. He said he's willing to make things make sense. So that's a question for him on a lot of the stuff about the Senior Companion Program. But here's some information that you guys can just look at and read on your free time. Take a screenshot. And if you're interested, at the end of the PowerPoint, his email will be there. This is the model for the volunteer program, Sumner County, same as the other one, but just in Sumner County. So this is the staff contact number line that you can call, and you can reach anybody. You can put a voicemail there, read our names off. My name is Brenna Dixon, the outreach coordinator there. You can call me anytime. Email is really better because I always tell people I am an email away, not a phone call away, because we're so busy. One day I wish I could be, but I promise to get back to you guys and just support whatever. If you have any families in the community that you know that need the service, please send on my email, and I can help out in any way, you know. Stop my PowerPoint. And that's really it on the PowerPoint side of everything. I am definitely down to answer any questions. Even if the staff has any questions, I'm down to answer it, because I know the voucher program can sound too good to be true. Just because you're hearing, oh, free $600, and if you don't have answers, questions, I have talking points, just like just examples from talking to different families. There was one family that asked me a question recently. They didn't have the funds to go towards respite. So they didn't have the funds to go to that daycare that, you're like, man, if I had a daycare to drop, I could just have a breather and I'll be refreshed. They didn't have the money to do that. So they wanted us to pay the cost up front, and we can do that. So some people need that information as well. Like, okay, can y'all pay the cost up front? Yes, we can. What's another question that I hear all the time?
I have a question, if you don't mind.
Yes.
So it does sound too good to be true. It sounds amazing. But is any of it income based, or it's just do the 7-minute intake and
Yes.
that's it?
It's no income based. It's no restriction, because we do understand that everybody needs a break, and everybody, is trying to prioritize in different ways, so it's no income restriction at all. It's nothing that can make anybody be disqualified from being able to use our resources, other than them not being able to, not living in the same home as the person they're taking care for. And it's not in Tennessee.
Great.
Yes.
For a receipt, that's just a handwritten receipt of any kind saying so-and-so came over for 3 hours.
Yes, that good question. So it varies. So with the situation with the babysitter, we do accept, okay, a handwritten signature saying this was the agreement, this is what it was, and my colleague named Jack, he's over the vouchers. And he'll call if he has a question like, can you prove this in a better way for me? Like, we're never in a place of like, oh, we can't accept this. We always figure it out. But a handwritten receipt is something that we do accept at TRC.
Wonderful.
Yes. Any other questions? I'm going to shout my email out just in case, because I know this is a recording video that y'all gonna blast out. It's outreach@tnrespite.org, and I'll put it in the chat as well. Can parents with disabilities use this? Yes, and yes. It's for, as long as you're a caregiver, you can use this. Having somebody that take care, a husband. And that's one thing we're doing outreach. I'm really trying to do. Some people don't understand that they're caregivers. A lot of parents, husbands, wives, they're just taking on this role to support and help. And, they're doing a lot of respite. They're doing a lot of things to support the person they're taking care for, and not realizing that, okay, I am a caregiver. And just trying to get that education out and letting them know that we're here to support, and they do qualify for these services. So yes, I'm writing my email in the chat too as well.
Thank you. While he's doing that, does anyone else have any questions? You can type them in the chat, or feel free to unmute yourself and ask a question out loud.
See my
And there we see the email outreach@tnrespite.org, and we'll put that in the blog post as well. And if we don't have any other questions, I think we're good. And we appreciate you so much, Brianna, for coming and sharing all this information. This is really exciting. I think a lot of us are going to be signing up right after.
Well, I'm more than happy to help. It's all about helping and connecting. We all got to move together. So
Great.
Thank you. In any way I can support, I'll do this again. I'll do it all over again. Just let me know. And we'll just keep supporting each other.
Yep. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right. And everyone else, we will see you next month, the last Tuesday of the month, 5 to 6 Central Time. Thank you all.
All right, guys.
Thank you.